Which saga do you feel like had the best
Oh
storytelling?
shit.
Ooh.
Because Daima, like Mama said, Daima put a whole bunch of stuff on the table. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go Android Saga. And the reason I say that is because we got to see to the future and see what happens to Gohan and see what the future actually looks like without Goku. Which I kind of understand. I guess one thing I'm just not realizing right now is that the future that Trunks, like even then, because Trunks wasn't even born yet.
What you mean?
Like Trunks was a teenager in his future. Like not even flashbacks and the projections of the future that we got to see. Trunks was already like a teenager or like older.
Right.
The reason I'm getting confused now is like
Like
once
how
they
did
trained, I guess it was once they trained, they were way stronger than the androids at that point. But if the time from when Goku died all the way until Trunks was a teenager, why were they? I get they were fighting, but why were they not training at the same time? Because if they would have been training,
you gotta realize
obviously Vegeta died too, didn't he?
they also didn't have the hyperbolic time chamber either. You get the year's worth of training in a day in a hyperbolic time chamber. They didn't have that in the future.
That
And you
makes
just didn't have
sense.
to read train too.
Facts.
That makes sense. Yeah, I still think the best storytelling or the best arc for me was probably the Android Saga. I think.
Nah, I agree with you. I feel like the Android saga and the Cell saga, the overlapping saga in its entirety,
Yeah,
I feel like was a great storytelling because, like you said, we got to see a glimpse into the future. We had got to see the motivation from Dr. Gero creating the androids, and it had a lot of twists and turns. Like it was only supposed to be 17 and 18. We didn't even know Dr. Gero turned himself into an android. We didn't even know he had.
still to this day the dumbest shit ever. How you make yourself an
Listen,
android? You the weakest one.
But I won too. Look at me.
Dumbest shit. But then
19 and then what's name was 16, even though I
16.
feel they could have did a better job within the story of doing this, but they did a good job afterwards, like linking how 16 was the model for his son, in the red ribbon army for Dr. Zero's son. And then fast forward to Cell and how he actually came into the place and how he also came from the future or an alternate timeline where he killed Trunks before, in its entirety, beautiful storytelling. I
yeah.
agree with you. As
I
going,
was hyped when Trunks went back to the future and killed Cell.
yeah, yeah,
He said,
Oh,
get
that
about.
was
He said,
hard.
get about that ship. Where
facts.
you going?
But overall, I'm gonna agree with you. That's gonna be my pick too. Vert, which one you got? Which arc do you feel like has the best storytelling?
The best storytelling for me, definitely the Namek Saga. I feel like the ending of the Namek Saga really, it's like the whole series encapsulated in one. You got Super Saiyan, like the fact that we seen all the transformations and seeing how the story was gonna go and how Namek Saga expanded the whole Z universe. Like we got Dende, we got Namekians, we got all these new characters, and we got instant transmission came from that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then the Mecha Frieza and King Cole. I mean, yeah. So it's like we've seen so much come from the Namek Saga. I feel like if we had to have a natural endpoint in Dragon Ball Z, it probably could have ended with the Namek Saga completely. Everybody came back, Goku won. That could have been it right there.
I agree with that. I think that's a good
I
pick.
like the Namek Saga too.
Yeah, Namek, it's like
That was one of my picks.
we can argue some of the motivations might be a little questionable or it's not really deep rooted, but Dragon Ball Z really did, especially in Z, did a really good job storytelling in all these arcs. Bomba, we gonna end it off with you and go to the next question.
So storytelling, I mean, I already like the ones that you guys brought up, but just for the sake of being different, I'm gonna go with Dragon Ball Super. Something that happened in Super. I'm gonna go with the Tournament of Power. I feel like, especially considering what Dragon Ball Z's identity has always been, and you got the people out here, making noise, the mind them like Kenny, saying that Dragon Ball Z ain't got no emotion, the Dragon Balls with you. So Toyotada was just like, let me show you something. Let me put the stakes so high that the Dragon Ball Z don't matter no more. Let me put the stakes so high that like the villains, the good guy, the ones that were deemed not useless, not useful no more. How I can make them like so important. When you're going from the Master Roshi's final Kamehameha to the stories of like the stand-ups of Android 18, Gohan's redemption, Piccolo's with his relation with the dynamics, Ultra Instinct, the relationships and the fights that we had with the Saiyans and everything, and how everything is unfolded. The guys hating Goku's ass to him, forcing them to stand up to acknowledge that, oh, his being has done some shit that we ain't seen before, bro. Yeah, give me that tournament power. Not only just for what it is, but for what it sets up. It's just one of the best stories.
It's like, it's crazy how niggas talk about anime is breaking the internet and stuff like that. Do you know how many times Tournament of Power broke the internet? You feel me? In that saga alone, like Tournament of Power was so much better than I thought it was going to be, dog. Like, and there was some criticism from it, but overall, bro, I think. See, look, this is positive. We've been positive all throughout. You feel me?
Yeah.
I need some negativity, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Join our Discord server now and dive into a space where we talk everything. Sports, anime, music, entertainment. We cover it all. And trust us, it gets hectic in there. Got questions, hot takes, theories? Bring them! Share your ideas, thoughts, and be part of the conversation. And hey, if we feature anything you drop in our videos, we'll be sure to shout you out. Our community is growing fast, so don't wait. Tap in now, leave your mark, and enjoy the fun before it gets packed. Share this with your grandma.